easier. Just having a plan for your date will put you ahead of 90% of other men. This is a simple thing. And again, it's in basic training. It's in how to build your dating system. But having a plan, because you would be surprised. And it shocks Bunny and I. Well, we'll talk to women that are in their, and I say this because they're like in their 40s and they're dating men in their 40s and 50s who should know better. You know, when you're 16, 17, 18, you don't know unless somebody teaches you. And there's not a lot of hand-me-down information anymore. You don't know what you don't know. But guys that should know better, they're like at least been through one marriage, are showing up and the girl's getting in the car and they're like, hey, what do you want to do? And it just doesn't work. I mean, it kills the entire date immediately and it's all downhill from there. So having a plan for your date will put you ahead of 90% of it. You would be shocked at the number of men that you would think know how to meet, pick up women, move them from stranger to in their bed, and they don't have a fucking clue. And then they can't understand why they just kind of have to settle for scraps. So if you don't want to settle for scraps, you learn how to do this properly, and you have a plan, and you know your logistics, and you get your chooser where you're choosing yes girls. And basically you start plugging them into your system and A plus B equals C. And you'll be surprised at how repeatable this system is. And this is where guys start going, yeah, I thought I was going to fuck myself to death. I was exhausted because all I was doing was meeting girls and they're showing up in my apartment. So having a plan for your date will put you ahead of 90% of other men. Have a plan. Have a plan, just any plan will put you ahead. If you get my dating system, it'll put you in the top 1% because it'll be a good experience for her and it'll be smooth and then you can repeat it and then you can just start plugging the girls you find most attractive into your system and go out with confidence that this thing's going to come off well. Again, you got to remember the girl wants you to be successful. You kind of owe it to her. If she's taken 4 hours to get ready, to come out and meet you or more, and she's bought new shoes and she took off work early. Girls get excited about going out on a date with a guy the first time because they're hoping it's the last goddamn time they have to go out on a first date because they're sick of it. So they want you to be successful. And when you show up or they show up and you've got a plan and you move them from complete stranger to in your bed and naked, they appreciate that because you've done what you're supposed to do, which is lead them. And so having a plan for your date will put you ahead of 90% of other men. And if you don't close on the first, you'll 100% close on the second date using these systems. There's no third dates around here. I never made it to a third date, and nor does anybody that picks up this book. Girls hate making decisions. If she gets in the car, and yes, again,